Hello everyone, I am doing a video today on the top 10 reasons why I personally decided to move to beautiful Sedona, Arizona. So the reason I'm doing the video is I know some people are thinking about it. Ooh, what would it be like to move to Sedona? And it's kind of going back and forth through your head if you should move to Sedona or even buy a place here so that you could eventually retire in Sedona. So I thought I'd walk you through the top 10 reasons that I worked through my head in order to move to Sedona, what led me to the decision, just in case you're thinking about it. It might make your decision a little bit easier. So if you've ever been thinking about it, what would it be like? Be sure to watch the rest of the video where I tell you the top 10 reasons that I moved to Sedona, Arizona. The channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I teach you everything there is to know about what it's like to live, eat, sleep, work, play, and retire in the northern half of the state of Arizona. Please do me a favor and hit the like button, because that helps other people who are looking for this type of material to be able to find my video and find my channel and make their decision a little bit easier. You're also going to want to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because that will let you know every single time I upload a video to this channel, which you're certainly not going to want to miss. My name is Dawn Dickinson. I sell real estate in the northern half of the state, which would be primarily Sedona, Verde Valley, Flagstaff, Prescott, and Pine, Pace, and Strawberry. A lot of people, at least every day, I get an inquiry about living in northern Arizona. Some people just are thinking about it and have some questions. Other people are like ready to go and want me to help them find a place to live. So you can do that too. If you want to contact me, my contact information is always in the description below, where you can find my email address or my phone number to send me a text, call, email. There's also a link to my calendar. And if you want to go to that calendar link, you could schedule a 30-minute Zoom call or a phone call, and we can have a brief conversation. In this way, that'll kind of eliminate the thinking. You'll know, is it right for me or not? And then you'll stop wondering about it. So if you want to, go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to start now with the top 10 reasons I moved to Sedona. Number one is I decided I was going to take my real estate career full-time, and I was going to become a full-time agent. And so one of the nice, attractive things about real estate is that you can live anywhere if you're going to be a full-time agent. And so as I'm starting to build my business full-time, I might as well be in a place that I want to live. So that was my top driving factor for moving to Sedona. But before I go on, I want to back up a little bit and let you know where I got to that place, because it was 2018. I decided to move to Sedona. But in 2016, 2 days after I got my real estate license, and I was all excited, I was going to go full-time agent right away. But 2 days later, my boyfriend had passed away. So we'd been dating for 8 months. I wasn't expecting it. He had a grand mal seizure in his sleep and did not wake up. And the next morning we found that he had passed away. So that kind of put the brakes on my aspiration to be a full-time agent. And it took me another year and a half after that to go full-time, because what happens is, you know, in real estate, you got to find your way and find a way to make your business work. And having a brand new loss like that, I just couldn't focus. And I ended up taking a job for a little over a year back in IT as a data analyst again. So I had worked for years in IT. I'd worked in Phoenix, and I worked for Intel. I worked for a mortgage company. I worked for a pharmaceutical data company as a program analyst, a business analyst, and a data analyst. And so I had wanted to go full time. And after the year back in IT, I decided, yeah, I didn't really like it then, and I don't like it now. Plus, it had changed drastically since I worked there in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. So it's like, all right, enough time has passed. A year and a half has passed. I'm going to go full time, and I'm going to live where I want to live. So that was it. That was the top 2-3 reasons why I moved to Sedona. Once I had gotten past that setback and decided I was going to work in real estate full time, Sedona was the place that I wanted to be. Okay, so number 4 is back in 2018, I decided I was going to stay at my cabin at Mormon Lake and I was going to work the Flagstaff market, which I did, and I did pretty well working in Flagstaff, but I also wanted to work in Sedona. I tried to sell in Sedona from Mormon Lake, and that was a little bit tough because it was an hour to get to Sedona from Mormon Lake, and I had to go over a crappy dirt road to get there. So I did show a lot of houses, but I was having a hard time making sales. So at that point, it's like, let me just move to Sedona because I'm going to do a lot better selling there if I live there. And I could still sell in Flagstaff from Sedona because it's very close. And that was another reason behind my decision. So number 5 is I wanted to get healthy again. So I had been very healthy in my 20s and 30s. I liked to bike. I like to hike. I ate very good food. I thought if I go to Sedona, a lot of people are healthy there. People eat good organic food, and there's lots of opportunity to exercise because of all the beautiful trails. I thought surely if I'm in that environment, I will reabsorb the habits that I had when I was younger and I'll get healthy again. And another reason behind that is my father. I lost my father he was very young to a heart attack. And I understand how being, overweight and unhealthy can lead to an early death. And if I pass at the same age as him, I have very little time left. And so that was another reason is I wanted to get healthy. And I hate to say it's taken me over 2 years to reverse the bad habits, but now I'm finally getting back on track. I'm eating healthy again. I'm cooking and I love doing the trails, even though I don't really in the summertime because it's hot. That again, number 5 reason for moving to Sedona. Number 6 is I wanted to be where I could explore my hobby, which is the spiritual topics. I'm into all that woo-woo kind of stuff. But it's a hobby. But if I'm in Sedona, I can learn about the vortex sites, energy healing, crystals, mediumship, all that fun stuff that I would never do professionally, but I love to be in an area where I can learn about that. And if I want to take a class, I can do it. And if I want to make a video on it, I can do it. And that certainly has helped me to explore my hobby, which is all the spiritual topics you will find in Sedona. So number 7 reason to live there is I love the beautiful scenery and the terrain. I mean, the red rocks are gorgeous. There's very few places on the planet where you'll find terrain like that. Maybe Bryce Canyon in Utah, maybe a few other Utah sites, but the red rocks in Sedona are very unique, very beautiful terrain, and it just having such nice scenery, it makes it a great place to live. Number 8 is the climate. It's kind of a mid-temperate climate. It's not as hot as in Phoenix, not as cold in the winter as Flagstaff. For instance, it's summertime and I am in Chandler today because my car had been recalled and I have to take it to the dealer. And that's one con about Sedona is my dealership is either in Flagstaff or Chandler, and there's no shuttle from Flagstaff to Sedona, so I'd have to wait there all day. I decided to come to Chandler, get the car worked on. It's going to be 115 degrees in Chandler tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to make it, but it's very hot in Phoenix in the summer, and in Sedona, probably tomorrow it'll be 102, 103. Still hot, but much more tolerable. And then in the winter, Flagstaff gets very cold, 0 overnight in December, January, and it does get cold in Sedona, but not as cold, low 30s in December, January. It's a little more warm in the wintertime, and then the climate just overall, I like it better. So that was another reason to move to Sedona. Okay, so number 9 reason is transition to retirement. Now, I know a lot of people are probably also thinking about this, but for me to move to Sedona made sense because I was in my 50s and I'm thinking if I can retire in my 60s, it would be nice to be living at a place that I would like to be retired at. Now, I have a couple of videos on this channel if you're interested in why Sedona would be a good place to retire. Certainly go back into the library, and I have at least 2 videos on that. But for me, living in a place that I would like to retire in a few years was definitely a plus and part of the deciding factor. So number 10 is because of its convenient central location. So it's 2 hours from Chandler. Actually, if you're going to the north side of Phoenix, you can get there in an hour, but for where my family lives in Chandler, it's 2 hours away. And so I could come down to Phoenix and visit my son, my daughter, my friends, and my mother, who is in a memory care facility right now. But if I want to see her, I can just drive a couple of hours and visit her, and that way I'm not too far away. If I'd moved out of state, I'd hardly ever get to see any of my family and friends, and that would be depressing, but yet 2 hours away, and here I am. And if I wanted to go to Flagstaff, that's only an hour north, and I love Flagstaff, and I still work there quite a bit. So the central location was a very pulling reason for me. So now I'm going to tell you bonus reason number 11 is the timing. So it was 2018. I decided I was going to move. Oh my gosh, can I wait? But at the time, I just had this nagging feeling that it's now or never. The prices were reasonable, still about 35% higher than they were in Phoenix, but I'm thinking, I don't know, if I don't go right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. And sure enough, it was good that I followed my gut, because I actually bought my house the very last day of 2019, and then 2020 COVID hit, and then the prices went out of this world. So it would be very difficult for me right now, say, to buy a house in Sedona, because it's about 65% more is what I would be paying for the same home. So trusting your gut about the timing, that was good for me. And that's it. That's the 10 reasons plus the bonus reason number 11 why I moved to Sedona. If any of you are thinking about it, certainly could give me a call, a text, an email, or schedule in my calendar in the description below a Zoom call or a phone call, and we could talk about it. And then you can rule it out or decide that you want to proceed. Of course, I would love to work with you if you decide to move here. My name's Dawn Dickinson. Again, I sell real estate in northern Arizona. Don't be afraid to give me a text, call, or email. And the channel is Living in Northern Arizona. I post videos every single week on this topic. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and I hope to see you back here again next week.